Hey guys, it's your girl Marielle. Welcome back to my channel, Friday Night Lights Review, where we do reactions and reviews to movies, TV shows, and other digital content. So today we're coming back to you for the second part of our double feature, where yesterday we did The Falcon and the Winter Soldier episode 4, and today we're going to be reacting and reviewing Hulu and Freeform's TV series called Everything Is Gonna Be Okay. So before we keep going, you already know what I'm going to ask. So go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Become a part of the Friday Night Lights Review family. I love you guys. I love each and every one of my subscribers. I thank you for taking this ride with me and growing my channel with me. You have no idea how much I appreciate it. So if you are new to my channel and you're liking it so far, won't you go ahead and click that subscribe button, leave me some comments, let me know what you are expecting to see, what you would like to see. And again, as usual, for my already subscribed people, welcome back. I love you, fam. And if anything, click that notification bell so you can be alerted when I put up a new video. As always, please follow my other social media accounts, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Those links will be in the description bar below. I will also leave a link to the reaction and to the review of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier episode 4. The whole world is watching. I will also leave that link down in the description box. So, with that being said, this will be a spoiler. There's more than one season to the show. Currently on season 2. So if you have not watched it, I can't spoil anything for season 1 because I haven't watched it just yet. I just started watching season 2. I'm definitely going to be binge watching because it's not that many episodes in the first season. Also, we're going to do our real reaction and real review. I'm going to start with the positives, the negatives, and then we're gonna sum it all up at the end, whether I think it's a great watch, something that you should be willing to try to watch, and then we're gonna judge it out of 5 stars where it falls within that metric. So let's go ahead and get started on this review and this reaction, guys. All right, so let's just talk about the premise of the show, right? So we all know what we're watching, why we're watching it, all this other stuff. So the show is about an Australian guy named Nicholas who is in his young 20s and who's visiting his dad in America and his 2 half-sisters, Genevieve and Matilda. While visiting his dad, he finds out his father is terminally ill and he is dying. And the dad would like him to be the guardian of his sisters because their mother has also passed on. So that's generally what the show is about. We're just watching a chronicle of days and weeks and times of him growing up with his sisters, being their guardians, going through their day-to-day, their ups and downs, their highs and lows, because I can say this because I'm a woman. Girls in high school, he got some stuff waiting for him. The other interesting thing that I really wanted to put out there, that Matilda, Nicholas's sister, she's also a high functioning autistic high schooler. Well, high school senior anyway. So he has to understand that, he has to deal with that. And then Genevieve, she's kind of like emo, right? That's how you say it, not emu. Emu is an animal. My bad. And, you know, she's got the dark hair, the dark clothes. She's still trying to, like us, how we all were in high school, trying to figure out our way in this environment, in that planet, in that atmosphere, right? And also there's an additional character. His name is Alex, who's played by Adam Faison. And what I found was really interesting and really fun and cool to know, the lead character, Nicholas, he is also the creator and the writer for the show. And the director, his name is Silas Howard. And Genevieve's name is Maeve Press. And Matilda, her name is Kaale Cromer. What I really, before I'm leading into this reaction, I just have to say this right out the gate. So Kaale Cromer is an actual autistic actor, and I love that. I love that we're seeing more and more that people who are disabled or blind or hearing impaired, autistic, really schizophrenic, really bipolar, really trans, really gay, really whatever. I love that they're actually hiring these real actors because they are all out there. Some of us still want to be actors and singers or whatever, and I know for a long time it was this huge wall in front of them that you can't get work. No one's going to hire an autistic actor, no one's going to hire a real blind actor or deaf actor, blah 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 blah. And I love the fact that Josh Thomas and the production company over at Hulu and Freeform wanted everything to be so authentic that they did hire a autistic actress who actually has some very amazing interviews and obviously a huge advocate for seeing more autistic actors and actresses, get their time to show who they are and not just be their disorder. That was my little PSA or whatever. So let's get into this reaction. Now, the show is a comedy. As I would say, it's like a satire comedy. And it's very in your face, very sarcastic, very melodramatic, but in all of the great senses of those words. So with this first episode that I'm watching in season 2, the episode is called Gray Bird and the Grasshopper. So they're coming off of season 1 where Matilda, who recently graduated from high school and wanted to go to college in New York, I believe it's Juilliard, and they take her to New York. They try to get her to fall in line with the things that she needs to make sure that she's successful in college. And she was not able to get past that hump, and she is super duper down on herself that she felt like she couldn't do it and she felt like she was ready. Plus the show is also talking about the pandemic because look, we can't fucking escape it, right? So it's right here every day in our face. So I thought it was great. So this episode so far, we find out that Matilda low-key blames Nicholas and Alex and Genevieve for her failure to being able to acclimate herself in New York and be by herself and live in a dorm room and all of that. So before I forget, they are wealthy, and Nicholas also is a very accomplished, I don't know what it's called, but he deals with animals. He takes care of them. His life's work is trying to find the rarest and the coolest kind of animals. So that is very cool about him, because when you watch the show and you see Nicholas, you don't think that's something he would even have the attention span to do. Also, Nicholas, he's gay, and Alex is his boyfriend that he met at a bar, who's also an accomplished person as well. He is a dentist, but because of the pandemic, he's currently not practicing. And so they finally get Matilda out of her room because Genevieve remembered, okay, Matilda is very motherly. She likes helping. She likes being there for people. So grossly, she cut her finger open and it was able to let Matilda come out of her room. And the dialogue started. I really love this show. It's funny. It's absolutely funny to me. From the first entrance where they all talk to each other, because it's almost not like a brother-sister dynamic, but it's also not a parent or guardian to children dynamic. It's like a mixture of everything. And I believe that Alex, who's played by Adam Faison, they don't know it yet, but he's like the glue that keeps them together. He rounds out their whole little family, and I love it. I love Nicholas's character. He's so funny and loving, but he's just like your average 20-year-old. Like, I want to say the right things. I want to make sure that my sisters are good and they're safe, but I also don't want them to think that I'm mean or old, because I'm fun and I'm young, and it's great. Like, Genevieve is like the adult in the house, and Matilda is the senior that's trying to do her thing. Well, also within this show, they touch on great subjects. I think, dealing with a family death, especially when you have 3 different children. You have the older one, Nicholas, and you have the emo as Genevieve, and then you have the bubbly Matilda, but who also is autistic. So how does this dynamic work? They all have to deal with those emotions, and they all deal with it individually, but they come together. So what's really funny is that Nicholas was disappointed that Matilda was heterosexual because he started going out with a girl last season named Drea, and she come to the conclusion that she's not queer, but she loves Drea and she still wants her to be her girlfriend. And Genevieve was like, well, you can't do that. I mean, she can be your friend and you can love her and that's fine, but you can't lead her on. You can't keep pretending because of social distancing that you don't hug her and you don't kiss her or anything like that. You gotta let her know. And Drea, who plays Matilda's girlfriend, is also a real autistic actor. And I hate that I'm saying it that way. I know there's a better PC term to say it that way because it's not like they're just autistic. You know what I mean? I'm gonna figure it out. But Drea is also playing that authentic part. Like, she's not playing the disability, which I don't really see autism as a disability. You know, they're just unicorns, you know. So that interaction with Drea's parents, it's funny. It's super funny. I mean, I loved every moment of it. The episodes are not very long, so I guess that would be a great segue into the positives and the negatives. So the positives about this show is, I'm going to say it again, I love that it's real autistic actors showing that they're not their disorder, that they're just like everybody else. They have dreams. They want to be actors. They don't want to be singers, directors, photographers, whatever. They can do it all like anybody else. And I love that Josh Thomas cast it that way. The second positive is I like that it's light and simple, but super funny at the same time. It's not overdone. It's not underdone. It's 3 people growing up together, trying to figure out this whole world now with the pandemic, with sexuality, with pressures in school and boys and who's and nats and what do you want to be when you grow up. And then you have Nicholas, who's also trying to grow up as well and trying to see what this relationship with Alex is going to turn out to be, which is, so far it seems like it's pretty good. And from just figuring out his character within this episode is that you can tell that he's never really had a functional relationship with him, with any guy. And I think that's amazing. The third positive I would say is the writing. The writing is good. I think Josh Thomas has done something very great here. I mean, you know, sometimes when we like, oh, it's too simple, it needs more, it doesn't. It's very simple, but in a huge way. Another positive is that I love any show, any movie that can currently talk about our current climate. Because yes, I do think we need movies and music and different art and different things to kind of remove us from our reality, remove us from our atmosphere and how everything is going on. But I also find it very important, like, if we can still talk about the things that are going on, but still calm our anxiety down, our stress, our depression, our panic. I love anything that does that, and this show does that. And I'm speaking from someone who suffers from anxiety. So watching shows like this make me feel good, make me feel like, okay, there's people in all walks of life, in entertainment and not entertainment, that realize that these things are going on and people want to know about it, but they want to see it in a funny way. They want to see it where it's not, you're not exploiting it, you're shedding light on it, but just bringing a new and funny and fresh way to talk about it. And that's my biggest positive of this show. The negatives I will say about this show, I think the episodes are too short. You know, that's the same thing I would say about Grownish and Blackish. Their episodes are too short. Like, I know I believe it's a 30-minute show, but when you watch it on Hulu with limited commercials, the show really rounds out about 22 minutes. And I think it's freaking hilarious where we can get a solid 30 minutes. 8 extra minutes doesn't sound like a lot, but we can see so much in 8 minutes. Clearly, you know what I mean? So I think that's the biggest negative that I would say about the show. I think it's worth watching, you guys. I think it's worth giving it a chance. I'm definitely going to be binge watching season 1 because we're only on, I think they have 2 episodes right now for season 2. I absolutely did watch episode 2 because I'm one of those freaky people that you'll see starting at 7 o'clock at night. Oh, okay, let me try this show. And then you get it, and then it's 8 o'clock, it's 9 o'clock. Next thing you know, you're halfway up like this, and you've watched all the episodes. So I am a binge watcher. So I already watched episode 2. I will not put that in this episode. I'm sorry, not this episode. I won't put that in this reaction, in this review. We'll use that, for our next week. So out of 5 stars, I'm giving Everything's Gonna Be Okay a 4.5 star. I love it. I love everything about the show. I love the writing. I love everything about it. You guys definitely should check it out. I think it's a worth watch. You guys, when you watch it, or if you have been watching it, please leave me comments in the comment below, or you can always hit me up on Instagram or Twitter or Facebook and tell me what you think. Before I go, I did have someone ask me in my Instagram, where did I get my glasses from? Because I be switching it up, right? So please forgive me if I'm pronouncing it wrong. The company is called Voogme. I will also leave that link in the description box below, just so you guys, and it's really cheap and I love the glasses. So shout out to that person that asked me where I get my glasses from. So we are at the end of our video, guys. Please be sure to continue watching because Friday is our movie review, and I believe it's going to be Them. And I know it's not a movie. It is an Amazon television series, but that's what we're going to be doing on Friday. So don't forget to check that out. So as always, guys, be safe, be courageous, and I will see you guys on Friday. Peace. I love you guys.